it
never
again?
changed.
It
I've
has
only
his
added to it, so yeah, it would
It
definitely.
should.
it has
Hold
his
on.
ThinkScript screen name, a Winnie,
Yeah, it's
W
Winnie
I I,
something or other.
yeah, WIINII. That's his ThinkScript screen name.
This right here.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Jeremiah.
Oh.
So Maya is unfortunately no longer with us. So one of our greatest what would we say, Dwayne? One of our greatest regrets, maybe,
Yeah.
as a community, is really feeling like we had one of our own that was in trouble and we just didn't know. We had no idea that he was going through some incredibly difficult life and just mental struggles. And we loved this guy. Like, I mean, talk to him all the time. We're working with him on stuff, helping him do this original stuff. And he was a really talented guy. Just had no idea. And then one day just stopped hearing from him. Had no idea what was going on. And then finally, through the grapevine and weeding through and social and stuff, we finally figured out that he took his own life.
Oh, that's
So
sad.
it was a really, it was a very, it hit our little fight club very hard,
Oh.
when that happened. So anyway, that's the story of Jeremiah, or the Winnie that starts our code. But anyway, the fight that we always had was he insisted that his calculations were the correct calculations,
Yeah.
not DOS's.
Mm.
He said when you trade futures and you want to trade futures, especially, he's like DOS's aren't going to hold up for you. He's like, mine are freaking gold. He's like, you need to be using mine.
Well, I mean,
So
I've
so
seen most of the time like the TOS camps work very, very well.
well, and specifically with this calc method, because even now, look, I mean, we're in a higher range, obviously, so that rule's broken, but it doesn't change the calculation. Look at the test candle here,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
perfectly to S4, and then look how we just came right back to the CP, and
Um,
now we're crossing the 50 and pushing to the top side. Algorithm bottom right here off of S4 is relatively perfect on NQ. So and then notice that this puts us we're a little off of it on ES, but we are right in the top edge of the buying range.
yeah.
One of the things that's always really kind of important too, for everyone, is just remember, this is a buying range. We prefer it to be here. It doesn't mean it's not going to come down here and grab it. We just don't want to be shorting in here, because you're going to be shorting into a buying range. That's why I made the color green. I was just hoping that would really help you out.
Help
But anyway,
me.
not me. I trade sketchy R1 longs all the time. Or wait, R. And make money doing it. Man, I was laughing my butt off yesterday because I wanted a dip. You know what I mean? It's like, just give me a dip so I
Yeah.
can buy. And the thing just starts going. I'm like, you son of a. And then it got to R4, and I'm like, I'm not going to short it because I don't think it's a short. And I'm like, but do I really feel comfortable? And I was looking at the ATR, and I'm like, it's got plenty of room to the top side. I'm like, what are the chances they just trend this thing north the entire day until they close it? And I was like, whatever. We'll wait 30 minutes and see. And I was like, all right, well, I guess it's over. So I'll wait for a pullback, and I guess we'll just buy. No pullback. Okay. All right. I was just sitting there watching the market go, and I was like, I guess I missed my chance. I was like, all right, I'll talk to you when you come back. I'll get you later. I ended up closing out on technically a red day. I was like I think I was down like an hour down hour and a half by the time I closed everything out. I was just like, that's stupid. I'm like, I should have known. Anytime I try and make money on a half day, Dwayne makes money and I don't. But I've had an incredible month. Thanks to a couple weeks ago, I had like 3 really strong days that basically made my whole month. Which is kind of the difference, you know what I mean, Dwayne? In this like evolution of the kind of the way I've been doing this before, it was like I needed to get a little money every single day because I never really had big days. And now that I can have a couple of big days, it's like, all right, I'm all right with not having
time
If you get as good at it as I can, you too may get your own master sword. Did you see my master sword, Leslie?
No.
All right, so I don't know. See if my camel still work. Once there's so many people in one of these rooms, it won't. It doesn't allow it to share. I don't think we have that many people yet. So for Christmas, I got two really cool gifts. Gift number one from the wifey was a metal detector, which if you ever want to get rid of your husband for a little while, get him a metal detector. It's a great idea. I'm in my own backyard, like looking for Native American artifacts. Have there ever been Indians there? Nope. Sure haven't. I don't care. I'm looking. I did find about 3 feet of copper wire, by the way, too, which I was pretty excited. And my back property corner. So I was having all kinds of fun. So, but my big gift this year, my son has been like for weeks, has just been losing his mind because he's like, I got you the coolest gift I've ever got. So my son and I, we really like to play Zelda. That's like our big game because I've been playing Zelda since I was little, and we play it. So we spend maybe not, we probably play a solid hour or two a weekend. So he got me. Check this out. Dun 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 dun.
Oh wow.
An actual master
cool
sword.
That's awesome. But it's
Uh,
wait,
I don't
it's
know
in
if anyone
metal?
else's kid got them a sword. Yeah, this thing weighs like 10 pounds.
Oh wow.
So look at this. So it's like 3D printed, I guess, the whole handle and everything, and then it's made with an anodized steel blade. Watch this.
Oh wow, that's pretty.
Oh, it's pretty.
Nice.
So I'm really stoked. So because can't have enough swords. So and then it comes with this cute little mount. So I'm gonna stick it on the wall right back there. Little conversation piece. But just when you think you didn't need a sword. But I thought it'd be so cool, like if someone broke into the house, and I was just like, it's not sharp, but I could. I mean, it's anodized steel. I could at least bludgeon them with it like a bat. Oh man. Anyway, it was. I think the funnest part was that Dwayne was that he actually kept it a secret for like a couple weeks, and was just like every day. He's just like, oh my god, I just want to tell you. He's like, do you want hints? I'm like, nope, sure don't. He's like, ah. He just wanted to tell me so bad. I was like, this is great.
That's great.
So not bad. And I'm like, dang, I should have done a better job. I got your mom a candle. Shit. I got her like a best mom mug. Damn it. Didn't know this is what we were doing. Thought we had a budget. But apparently it wasn't that expensive for a 3D printed. The case is like leather too. I mean, it's wild.
You know, it shows how much he really enjoys spending that time with you playing that game, and that's a big deal.
Yeah,
In
he's
a
my
boy's
buddy.
life. Yeah.
He my buddy. He's getting smart, but he's 13, so he's like smart and dumb at the same time, which is really interesting. I didn't know that was possible, but he's proven it's possible. He'll like ask you a question, and I'm just like, how do you not know the answer to that? Like you're 13. Like you're gonna. He wants a job. He's ready. He wants to work at Publix. And I'm like, oh, but get his real passion right now, which I think y'all will appreciate. I just bought him a book on it, um, which is him and his group of friends. So my son is like a kind of like your son, Dwayne. You know, he's obviously a little bit on the fun side of things. And but his creativity comes in stories. Imagine he builds stories, and just like his dad. But he's really into games and game theory. So he started building games. Well, now he's gotten into Roblox, and he's starting to build the games in Roblox. And I went in there and I got him a new laptop. I got him a new laptop for Christmas, like brand new, freaking Lenovo, like business class, like a nice hardy one that he can really beat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got him the new laptop, and I didn't even. And so now we got him loaded up there. He's got Roblox Studio on there, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I needed to create this he's like this infinite loop that people can get stuck in. I'm like, yeah, how did you do that? And then he flips over into the source code and he says, well, the first thing you had to do is define the variable. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll make your coding. So I was like, ah. So I like sat down. We spent like 3 hours coding like in Roblox. It was so much fun.
That's
So I
great.
bought him a book. It was a book written by a kid who writes games for Roblox. So and it's his like beginner's guide to coding in Roblox by a kid for a kid. I was like, nice.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm like, we're gonna monetize this shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, the kid's so creative. He creates the games and he uses like Google Slides or like Office PowerPoint, and he creates these long games. And you actually click on it, it takes you to different slides. Like he like really, I'm like, and I keep telling him, dude, you gotta do this in Roblox. I'm like, you can sell this stuff. I'm like, you play our game. You know, it's so many Robux or whatever to download that game. And then when people play, I'm like, you can get like, I mean, there are people who get millions of downloads, and I'm like, and you charge like $1 a game for the download. You get 1,000,000 downloads at $1 a game, dude. That's $1,000,000 stinking dollars, man. I'm like, come on. I'm like, you could be one of those like annoying people in California that live in mansions on the side of the hill that has literally never worked a day in their life because they coded a Roblox game. I'm like, come on, let's do this. Anyway, so.
Yeah, the guy that streams Bookmap on YouTube, and he'll do NQ and ES, and I think he does all the futures. But he charges $1 a month to have some extras in the chat, and you think $1 a month, that's nothing. But I saw one day he mentioned that just in the NQ he had like 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
$1 costs 20,000.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow,
that's 20 G's a month for just doing nothing.
Yeah, just for that. And you think $1, that's nothing,
And I can live on 20 G's a month all day, every day. I mean, I live in Florida. Yeah, I mean, you in Georgia, we can make it happen in the South.
And that's
You know
just
what I mean?
NQ, and he.
Yeah. That's imagine for all of his other, because he's running multiple streams, right? He's actually running like an NQ stream, an ES stream.
Right.
But just think about it, if subscribing to those data feeds for slightly delayed data, even from one of the other platforms, is like what you want Bookmap for $400, a month.
Yeah.
Shoot, even at $50 a month for Toss. Well, what if you just want to see what the market balance looks like? You don't really care, what's happening right now. You just kind of need to know if it's bullish or bearish, and like is it green or is it red? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just so then you pull it up and you look and boom, all right, yeah, it looks like it's it's 30 seconds delayed. Who cares? It's bullish right now.
Yeah.
$1. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, and he gives he's always giving away free 1 month subscriptions, kind of like the crack dealer. It's free when you first start, and then
dude, with the amount of money he's making off of that, you could run laptop giveaways.
Yeah.
One giving away 2 laptops a month. It'd cost you, if you get the Lenovo, like I got JD, that thing, it's a nice laptop. It would definitely work for trading. $300.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making 20,000. I give 300 to, I give around $1,000 in giveaways and stuff just to keep everybody interested. Those giveaways, by the way, get written off as marketing expenses. You know what I mean? So that it's not even like you're actually, you're just offsetting taxes at that point. Like, come on, man. Give me one good Roblox game. JD Industries.
With him at that age, I think the big thing is he's starting to think like a coder, and that's huge. At that age.
He's got such a good mind for like process, but he's so creative. Like the way he thinks of characters and stuff like that is incredibly creative.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I really don't want him to, my goal is to kind of make it so that he can do something he really wants to do. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
I want him I want him to be, if he can find a way to make money coding games. I know that's like right now that's what his jam is. So it's
yeah.
like that gets me excited because I'm like if he can make money and a passion, then we're done. I mean, that's all we need. I don't need him to be crazy. Oh, I need it. Hold on, downloading.
Yeah,
GSN.
I do not know how in the world that anybody ever makes a career out of something they hate. I couldn't do it. I got into something that I loved and really, you know, uh, like I've said before, I would do this for free. What I do for a living, and then of course, I'm always quick to tell my manager. And at this point, with that last raise I got, I almost do it for free now. So thanks for giving me that opportunity. But
Well, I mean, the thing is it was such a good thing for for you to be able to do it that way. So it's like, but it's a real testament though that you really did a lot of it on your terms, which I think is really good. You know what I mean? And you've made sure to keep, even through your your service career and everything like that, you've seemed to kind of follow your gut on those kind of things, and that's really cool.
or as one manager put it, I marched to the beat of my own drum.
Yeah, me march to the beat of your own drum.
I think that was kind of like a passive aggressive, not so much a compliment in there somewhere.
Hey, better than what they gave me. Denied. Reason for denial: too likely to disobey orders.
Well, that was rude.
I thought they meant I thought they were supposed to say march by the beat of his own drum. All right, okay. Question in Ninja, how do I load stuff in Ninja? It's been too long. I don't remember. I have a zip file with a new indicator. I want to load the new indicator.
Yeah,
I don't remember how.
You have to go into the control. Let's see, tools,
Tools.
where your accounts are,
Yeah.
and
Import.
and Ninja Script add-on.
Does it need to be unzipped?
No, in fact, it needs to be zipped.
All right. Indicators. And what would it be called, Camp? When you import it, does it import it the exact same name?
Uh, yeah, you have to find it wherever you put it, the zip file.
I'm an idiot. Oh, I think that might be it. No. Gummit. Oh, thank you, sir. All right then. So far, so good. Ooh. All right. On Ninja, how do you get rid of like the breadcrumb? Do you remember that like across the top where it shows in like text all of the different?
You know, I had to actually install something called Clean Charts to get rid of that.
Oh,
I couldn't find any other way.
okay.
Maybe somebody knows. If so, I'd like to get rid of this Clean Charts.
Oh, there they are. I see them now. It's just white on my white background. I see them now. I couldn't find them. Yay. All right. I need to go back to the indicators. That's why it's white. See it? It's white. Yeah. See on my screen, Dwayne? Watch this. Ninja.
Oh,
Oh.
I know what that is.
No, right now there's no cam pivot hint because it technically doesn't fit a play. ATR. Got your ATR. Got your range. Inside. Current
Nice.
price between S4 and S3. Yeah. Pretty dope.
Yeah. So we
Pretty
were
dope.
talking in the room. You know, Tuesday was an early day, and we were just talking in the room. And I said, you know, when you look back on 2024 and you see how far we've came, like I like to look at some of my older trades in my journal and kind of laugh and say, oh, you know, he was so cute back then. You know, at that age. Um, some of the trades I made and how much I've improved. But the other thing is this room. And when you consider that at the beginning of the year, we didn't have any of this coding at all. We didn't even use TOS at all. And look how far we came in 1 year. I can only imagine what 2025 is going to be like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just going, the collaborative effort
You're right.
in this group has been inspirational. And which is just fantastic. So certainly, and especially, I have a couple of people that have been really working hard on the code spot, and thank God for that. Because that's, I've got the vision, I just don't have the talent. So now we got it all. All right, so I need to find that clean charts thing because that's the only thing that's going to annoy the Jesus out of me is just all of this stuff overlaying this beautiful MES and everything else I got going on. But man, how cool is this? Looks great. Now I can start beta testing this. Oh man, how cool. I'm just going to have to close all my charts. The new Ninja hotness. Watch out.
I'm still keeping my toss though.
Well, the cool thing with the toss is the bookmap integration.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to move in the, you know, the scans and stuff, but you know, now that it'll be good and flexible. Now everyone's got a little something. Yay. Very exciting.
Hey, Thor, is that something you're going to release to the rest of us?
Oh, of course. Everything that we are doing is for everyone. Once we know it works. Literally just loaded it. So, and I actually don't even know if I know how to share it, to be honest. But no, absolutely. I'm gonna inspect this thing for a few, and make sure, you know, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And then under the assumption that is the case, then we'll definitely get this up onto the Pivot Masters website so that you may enjoy. How freaking cool. This is exciting. It's got my light green, my red and my green zones in it as well. This makes me happy. Man, red and green like Christmas. Only thing that could have made this Christmas better is if someone gave me a really large sword. Oh. Well, you know, someone did.
That's so cool, and plus the fact that he knew, you know, he had the coolest gift in the world, and he wanted to tell you so bad and he couldn't. And I bet
He capped it. He's like, "Do you want to give me a hint? You want a hint? You want a hint?" And I was like, "No." Like a book
I bet December was the longest month in history of the world for him, just because he knew what was coming, and he couldn't give it away.
Check this out. Look at this. The wifey and me. Little
Yeah.
Christmas snapshot. Look. He was excited. Boom.
That's cool.
Master Sword. There's the girly. I got her these cool little picture books. She loves them. Someone else likes the Master Sword.
Yeah.
There's my mom. Who, not sure who this one takes after
Yeah.
at all. Like literally like this one. Both crazy too. Yay.
Is that your wife?
This is, yeah, wifey.
And that's your kid?
Yeah, this is my son JD, and this is my daughter Allie.
Uh-huh.
This is my mom, who Allie is literally a spitting image of
Yeah.
her grandmother. That's Allie. Same nose and everything. Poor thing. Her sinuses are always congested. And then this is me, because my wife got me a metal detector. And I was saying for all the ladies in here, if you ever want to get rid of your husband for an hour or so, get him a metal detector. I mean, literally just gone. So it was so much fun. And there's there's JD's.
Sounds like you're gonna have some Zelda wars going on in your house for next couple of months.
Oh man, we love it. And then here's my. This is what I did. The world's greatest cooked to perfection with my own special seasonings. If you've ever wanted to eat like a king, have your food prepared by someone who can smell everything. I make really good herb blends. Oh man, Dwayne, I'm so excited. Do we have Andrew today? I don't have an Andrew. Ugh, don't tell me. Ruin my Christmas. Man, how cool is this? I'm just staring at Ninja right now. I'm just like enamored. Check this out here, Dwayne. Look at this. Wait.
Yeah, nice inside.
So you can now you can see we don't have a hint on this because technically we're not in the right range. We're supposed to be above S3.
I'm in queue. Can you show him in queue by chance?
Yeah.
What are those green brackets?
I
So
think
far-
they're gonna
or-
set high value ranges. I think it's what they are. So when it breaks, we got it setting so it does the some of the what is the value stuff that Pivotal's been talking about.
I think I think those green brackets, you mean like that little with
This
the
here.
dot in the middle? I think that's ATR
Oh, is that
the current,
ATR?
yeah, I think
It's a current
that's ATR for the
ATR.
war.
Oh, current
yes,
ATR. Thank you.
yes.
Yeah, it turns green when the current candle breaks ATR or expected ATR.
Excellent.
Yeah, you can adjust your right. By the way, it looks like you loaded older version. Okay, so I have much more in this stuff already.
I thought I did the one that was just on the Discord, the one you just sent me.
Let's do this. Let's delete it. I'll show you how to do it. I think I have. Yeah, I know what's going on. You basically have two versions going.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's do it after the session.
Okay.
Yeah, there is much more in it than what I'm seeing.
Excellent. Yeah, I knew
Alright.
from the screenshot you sent me there was a couple extra things.
Right,
All right,
right.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, and then we'll get ready for the open. But yeah, thank you. I have some time after 10, I think. So like whenever you get a spare minute, if you want, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, I have 10 o'clock meeting. I'll ping you afterwards.
Oh, yeah,
Okay?
just after is perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Be right back. show. Well, we'll have once we have the right version running. I'll. Still looks way cool. Amazon went below S3, so it killed all of the plays that it had. Needs to get above S3. Ding, ding, ding. Whoa. GSN, I don't know what indicator that is, but that's pretty cool. As it's moving up, it's got a red circle around the price as it's going up. That's wild. Wild. Just hanging out right now. Just don't know if there's anything I'm really like in love with just yet. Amazon's kind of right near this S3 Ariane holding. See what the order book looks like. Big Red got absorbed. And they tiered a bunch of orders to the top side. So it looks like they kind of might want to go up. But our CVD is really red. But why tier all the orders to the upside if we're not going to go up? You know, it's like to the downside they tiered orders, but very few. Almost all the orders tiered to the top side. But there's this really big order here. Hmm. Nvidia's stuffing at PDC. Kind of still liking how Amazon's been holding here, but its order book really hasn't developed very well, so this one might end up just being choppy. We got some long on old Amazon here off of S3. See if this one works. Looks like the market's holding S3 as well. Stops the loss of 227.50. Not the world's greatest order book. Actually, I kind of hate the CVD, but the order book looks like they want to go along. In more of a selling range on the daily, really. But whatever. ES is trying to push. Tesla went right to S3 and found a buyer there, like beautifully. Tesla's issue must be an ATR one. Yeah. See if Amazon buys the open. What's that?
Relative volume in Ninja. Do you know if there's anything that shows it?
Mm-mm. I mean, I can look. Let's see. They have like an RVI, relative volume indicator, maybe. No, it looks more like a true range indicator.
Good morning, sir.
Amazon's boring. I don't like this one anymore. Kidding.
Sir,
Hmm?
can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Okay, so on the TOS, the AMD doesn't have any play, but I played it through S3. I mean, did I mean, is it wrong to play even if TOS doesn't show, or maybe there is no play? Can you please see?
So,
It's a high
so
range.
for my answer would be as long as your play follows the spirit of the system or the concepts of the system, then I'm okay. Like as like if you're obviously if you're buying or selling into the wrong areas or buying in the wrong areas, that I'm not as excited about. Like so for instance, AMD, it's in a higher range, so I wouldn't have called a play because we didn't open above S3. So now if you bought long in S4, I wouldn't say like I'm gonna get like you're buying in a buying range. You know what I mean? So I like that. So and if it's since it is a narrow range, your ATR is all the way up at R4.
Right.
So I don't mind that as an idea. Just statistically, this trade works less often than a higher range trade that opens in the middle of the range and then comes down to S3. But I mean, if you saw enough of what you wanted to see in order to feel comfortable taking that trade, you know what I mean. I'll tell you, I'm not a pivot tater. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to here to say, that my system is the system and it's only the only way it's possible. It's just because it factors in my personality and the way I like to take trades.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you find that you're finding a slight variation to it that works, like Lauren, he trades from the center out, and him, Dwayne, and I think maybe Leslie all did that on Friday, and they all made money. All trades I never would have taken, right? But they did, and they made really good money on them because the way the value range is set up and all that stuff, it made sense to them. And for me, that's all that's important. As long as the trade makes sense to you and it's something that you feel like you can duplicate, without adding too much stress to your system, I mean, go for it.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
in
Anything
AMD,
open above
you know,
S3 and DOS.
I mean, in AMD, Thor, it opened with cam like ETH S3 above S3, but not, I mean, above the RTH cams. And it came back and I went long. I mean, is it
Yeah.
not? But
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I like the idea. I mean, like I said, the only thing that's not correct about it technically is just if you were following the system, since it's a higher range, you would normally want to open higher and then have it dip down. So, but you got it right off the bomb. So, like I said, it's like for me, it's great. So I don't have an issue with it. My thing is I don't want to have too many exceptions where it ends up causing like an analysis paralysis, basically, where I'm constantly like chasing around trying to find trades. Like I'd rather just kind of sit back and say, okay, I'm just going to wait for something to really set up exactly the way I want it. But as long as that doesn't create like a behavioral slippage for you where you start taking lots of losses, hitting trades that are a little off the system, like I said, I don't have any issue with it as long as it makes sense to you and you know the reason why you did it. You know what I mean? So that's for me is what's inevitably important. Hey, morning. For me the major issue for me is ATR. Like it's so narrow range versus wide range just really accounts for where you're expecting to find value. Right? On wider ranges, you're expecting that value area to likely be more inside the range. On narrow ranges, you're expecting to find it on the edges or outside the range. Right? But ATR is really like if you read through my book and the originating system, wide or narrow doesn't change whether or not you can buy S3 or R3. It's really the ATR that changes that. Like so there are days I would be willing to long R4 on a wide day if my ATR said I could get past R6. Right? So if I could long R4 and still get past R6, I don't care if it's a narrow or a wide day. Right? As long as the ATR is there, I'm willing to take the trade. But if the ATR is not there, it doesn't matter if it is a narrow day. There are narrow days sometimes where you wouldn't want to play a trending breakout because of how low the ticker was in the pre-market. Right? In the pre-market, it was down near S6. So now now that the stock has opened and it's above and it's now let's say it was below S6, and now that the price is opened, we're above S3, right? But it's a narrow range, so I can play a trending R4 breakout. Well, no, not in this instance because it's already moved too far. You know what I mean? So in the pre-market low, was so far below that it doesn't the trade's no longer viable. So I would focus more like in DOS. The easiest way I had to do it was when I was interested in the tickers, I would actually just draw a rectangle, and then that was the size of the known ATR, and then I would basically set it at pre-market low or pre-market high, and then that basically gives you your idea of how far you can expect it to go one way or the other. And then as we kind of traded around, like for instance, if let's say we broke pre-market high, well then I could stick my ATR bottom at pre-market low, and then now I have a target for the top side. Right? Shouldn't go any further than that. But so if you're on a narrow range and you're thinking about going long, but you're going to exceed ATR in order to get to a target, ideally you're probably not going to take that trade. But
And on TOS, the AMD's S3 with cam is different than the DOS ETH, so maybe that's why it's never picked up this trade.
that's possible. Yeah, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Wow. Where'd you go? Go back. Yeah, DOS's calc really seems good on AMD today, huh? We went S4 and we're above S3 right now, but DOS did an S3 to R3.
And Thor, look at Apple. It's do the tick as well.
Yeah. Fucking DOS's calc always. Like, it's so hard to mirror it just right, but it always seems to do it. Really cool. Oh yeah, shoot, Apple would have been nice. R4 rejection, higher range on DOS, pretty clean.
I was already in the AMD, otherwise I wanted to go short at Apple.
So like, watch this. Look at this. Like this is this SOUN, which has been moving around a little bit lately. So notice how this one is almost all the way to its topside ATR now. Right up here, right at its right at R4, right? Wide range. It's a lower range, so we overshot R3 a little bit. But notice we're like right at R4, and it would be very difficult to think we could go into a counter trending breakout here, or against this trend to go up and then exceed ATR in order to do it. So basically, we pulled back about as high as we possibly can on this thing, and then notice where our downside ATR is now. Sucked it right up into the buying range. So now if we sold from here, we could sell straight back down under 20 bucks, and it'd be beautiful. I feel like we've got like some selling volume starting to hit the ES a little bit. Maybe if the market drives all the way down to S4. Look at that go. I actually took the short because it looked so clean, and the order book actually looked like it was ready as well. So it's a lower range. I normally wouldn't short from R4 per se, but the ATR was just so really nice. And then the VPA signal, big volume right into the R4, right near ATR. And then they were bringing in a bid at $20. This one felt pretty nice. So I went ahead and hit this one short. I'm going to hit a target pretty fast on this one. Wow. See what happens. I told you it looked like the market was starting to sell a little bit, and it just dumped. Right to frickin' S4. That was really engulfing. That was big volume to the downside, though. SOUN's order book looks bearish, too. Check out this entry I got on this thing. It's pretty clean. So it overshot R3, but when it pushed, it did this engulfing with volume and then this indecision, and then again when it tried to buy, it got stuffed, and then the ATR was coming in right over the top right here. So I hit it when it made the new low. 4-1 target, and I threw my stop actually up here, right up near where the ATR is at. ES came down and tagged S4 really nice, like to the penny almost, and then bounced right off of it. Come on, come on, come on. That looks good. It looks good. It looks good. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Why? Like, how does it stop that close to my target every time? Does that like what? Come on. Like ridiculous.
Because of the Einstein.
Like what the heck? Really? Like Tuckman? Everybody sounds just like that. Can you believe that dude's like 90?
It doesn't look like. It looked like they're in 70s or something.
Yeah, I mean he really does. He's got so much energy. Oh my god. Really? Just wick the stupid thing already.
It took your top order away though. Or did you?
Oh my gosh, it did. What? What?
Just keep an eye on that, just in case.
Oh god.
Maybe it sold some of your shares. Look at your number.
No, I'm full. I'm still full here. I've still got 403 shares of this crazy thing. Bam!
Nice.
Okay.
Nice one, Thor.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. So it was a lower range. So I normally don't short the R4 on the lower range, but this is one of those things like the ATR right here is just really nice. You know what I mean? Because you're it's like it's a wide range, so I don't expect to break out anyway. So I just kind of overshot and went to the edge of the range. So, but there was plenty of space between here and S3.
Right.
So as long as I could get that, and R4 to S4 is technically the, if you do short R4, your expectation is, to at least get down here. So, but I knew I could get to target if I just closed PDC, which that's pretty good chance.
Sure, yeah.
So
interesting. You shorted R4 when you typically wouldn't. I longed S4 on MNQ, and you typically wouldn't long there. You long at S3.
hey, pivotal.
Oh, I got filled. Oh, nice.
On ES, same thing. New 1 minute high. Bam.
Yeah.
While short in SEOUN.
I just saw a big manipulation went below all the pre-market lows, and
Because I was long earlier from the morning.
Yeah, I see that
when we did that one.
Yeah, because they. Oh, I see. Yeah,
with using that as the low. And then I started writing the 50 once we started looking like we were going to trend. Then wham, boom, got out of the 50. And I said, this thing looks like it's going to sell. And sure enough, yoink. And then on this one, good volume there. It didn't keep selling. It held. So when it made the new high, I hit it long, stop right below. Right?
Right.
And now we're targeting up here. Look at what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's coming.
You know, I don't know if you remember. You know how to get rid of that top text? that you
No.
don't want?
How do you get rid of it?
Go under your indicators,
Oh, thank God.
and then you find the name of it. It's going to
Oh, okay.
find the name of it, and then just take the title name out of it.
That.
Exactly.
Oh, sweet. What's that one?
And then make sure you save your workspace so it remembers.
He's so smart.
No,
Now
it
just
it used to bug me because I have so many indicators. It was just like, oh my god. So I figured out how to get rid of them all. So I did get filled. I just took a small little 4-to-1, but it worked. More than I
Cool.
expected on the day after Christmas. So I got 199.50. Risk $50.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah. It's weird that you were trading sound. Why'd you choose that one? Is it in the news or something?
Volume. It had a lot of
Oh, the
volume in
okay.
it.
Yeah.
And then I was looking for something that still had some plays available.
So,
And then so I went through and I looked and it still had the R3 play available, which means it and then it went, but it just means which means the ATR was still good, but it
Right.
was like way up too high. And I was like, oh, I can't do it now. And I was like, no, this looks freaking awesome.
So that pattern at the top with those, you got those wicks on the top, and then the third candle threw a wick above the previous two other wicks, and then reverse. And you see how none of the body candles could go any higher. The
Yeah.
body part of it. That's I just learned that it's called like a rejection block when that does it, and it only happens at like higher days, lower days. But if you see that and you think it's a top, that tells you that's a top. Such a nice quick move too, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes you have to trade.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's
Love
see.
it.
Until it got to his target, and then it seemed like it took forever.
Dude, it did. Rude.
The last minute is like a freaking hour. It's always like that.
Glorious. After my red day on Friday, while the rest of y'all made money like ballers.
Yeah, Friday was surprisingly good.
Well, we're calling it Friday, but it was actually Tuesday, right?
True. Yeah.
Because of the holiday on Wednesday. My days of the week have been screwed up too.
Yeah, I hear you, Dwayne. So originally, I tried to get in a short at 22.009, and it missed it went to, where to go to? It went to 22.00850. Didn't fill me and pulled away like 100 points. But I caught it from the bottom side and brought it back up. But man, I was positioned for the move either way, basically. But it's funny, it came within 50 cents of filling me, and I guess I should have used a market order. I probably would have got filled. Only thing is when I use those market and time orders, like one time I did it, the slippage was 13 full points. I was like, what? But anyways, if you really need to get into a trade, no matter what, you use market and time instead of limit, and it'll add enough points to usually just get you in.
Beautiful.
So
look at this volume. Something's hitting. Getting some red.
Yep.
I got the new it's an older version of the new hotness apparently. GSN's gonna help me get the
Yeah.
the newer
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
It's got the high value areas that
I
it
know.
draws and
It's
stuff.
got all kinds of cool stuff on it. Let me see. I think
I'm like, I want it.
where's mine? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, mine's doing. Yeah, I got the same thing. I think mine's a newer one. You got the because mine has the ATR. Mine
Yeah,
says
he said
ATR.
mine. He said I've got an old one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm testing out the new one. It's working lovely. I just got the. Well, I got the 10 o'clock manipulation warning. I just said. I love it. Sergey is amazing.
It really is pretty spectacular. I'm gonna go ahead and start trailing the 50 again because if
It's
this
so
thing
helpful
sells
to
hard,
new.
I'll just get out of it.
It's going to be so helpful to new pivot masters. Just having this info, just plot at the beginning of the day.
Well, yeah, and you come in and it's just like, all right, got to get up and running. Go to the website, download this, this, and this, and you're done. Like, and
like
you're
how,
welcome.
You like how it circles the area to get in or out unless it pulls away too far and then turns off?
Oh, is that what it's doing?
Yeah, it's telling you like.
I haven't gotten a chance to read through everything yet.
That's way cool. Like it's
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
it's kind of holding your hand, showing you kind of where to trade and where it's pulling away too far. It's sick. It's, and between Sergey and Leslie, this Pivot Masters is got all kinds of value right now.
So when it's indicating, that's when it's saying don't do anything?
No, that's when it's saying that would be a possible place to look for the entry.
Oh, okay. So when it's doing something, that's when it's saying to do something.
And if it pulls away too far from it, then it'll turn off because
Oh, I love that.
It's way cool, right? I think he's going to code it so it's going to be green for buys and then red for sells eventually.
Right now it's just red, but that's cool.
But yeah, just imagine what this is. The value.
Right, because like we're in a buying range right now, so it would be isolating green right now.
Yeah,
but now it's too far away from S3, so it goes, oh my God.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, I love it. I didn't even realize that's what it was doing.
We have some big brainers in our group.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a smooth brain.
Neat. That's neat. I know me small brain. Me Mongo. Mongo just pawn in game of life.
I'm small, smooth brain. They're big, many folded brains.
Mongo. Yeah, Blazing Saddles, man. You ever see that movie?
Sad.
Oh my God. Mongo just pawn in game of life.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, new thing it has too on the ATR section that tells you what percentage of the ATR is left on the day.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mine says 363 daily range. At the moment, it's only 228.25. So we fulfilled 62.79% of the ATR so far. That's good info.
Really good info. Well, so the more I've been watching and dealing with the market, the more I've realized is that ATR is actually more of a driving force on the market than almost anything else.
Yeah, it really does seem to be, huh?
Because I mean, it kind of makes sense. I think innately, like if you think about it, like you've got if you're going off the same order to the top side to the same order to the downside, that sure ATR, but on breakout days, it still does it. And what I've noticed now, which actually has boggled my mind even more, is what I will notice is sometimes like let's say like sound here was way up here. I've seen reversals start here because the downside ATR got sucked up right to the underneath of S3. It's like if they went any higher, they couldn't come back down. You know what I mean? They would just get stuck. Like the algo can no longer bring us down. So it'll start the reversal, even though the downside ATR is about to get sucked in. So it's not even about the high side. It was about making sure they weren't too. And then I thought about it. Well, if that's where the big buyer is, then that makes sense, right? Because they can only get so far away before they have to come back to the buyer. And the ATR is governing more or less how far they're willing to get away from the buyer. I was like, holy crap. I was like, that's some wild stuff. So the ATR are really like way more impactful than I think I even realized. So and you can see here that this decision was greatly bolstered by ATR.
How was your prime rib? I imagine it was amazing.
Dude, did you
Love it.
see my Christmas present that I got? All right,
No.
let me show you. I'll give you a recap real quick. Hold on, where we go? Recap. Dora Young.
I got a honey baked ham, and everyone loved it, including myself.
So gushy picture. Sorry. So
Oh, that's awesome.
we got a
Oh,
little
mistletoe and everything.
doing a little mistletoe action.
Love it. Oh, I like that one.
So get ready. So for the coolest Christmas present you've ever
Okay.
seen given to somebody by a child.
By a child.
Um,
Oh, cool.
he got me a master sword,
Now you truly are a pivot master.
but I was like, dude, I'm a pivot master, and we got a master sword, and he was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's
So
steel.
so it's made out of it's anodized steel,
Oh, nice,
so
beautiful.
it actually glows blue.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's nice.
So and then it's got this 3D molded. It's leather wrapped. This case is all leather wrapped, and it comes with a cool little display stand. I'm gonna put it. There's the baby girl.
Oh,
I got her these cool Sophia books that I found on eBay, and they're all picture books. Obsessed. She's
oh
been
yeah,
like,
I can tell. She's. That's a good pose right there.
right with the master sword. I was like, yeah. So here's my mom and Allie girl, who's her spitting image. And then there's the wifey with the boy.
Aw.
You mom. And here's me having fun with my new favorite gift ever.
Oh, you got a metal detector.
Wifey got me a metal detector. Hey, if you ever want to get rid of your husband
Yeah, yeah.
for an hour,
When I walk Teddy on the beach, I see people doing that all the time.
yeah, this is gonna be me in like any day now. I'm like, we gotta go to the beach. I'm gonna find the cool thing about it is it has like it does all metals. So as you're
Right.
scanning, it you know it tells you it's like is it copper,
Oh,
is it
yeah,
iron?
you can still
Freaking
find some
cool.
old,
I was like,
some
that's so neat.
copper or
Here
brass
it
or
is.
whatever.
Yeah.
Way cool. Super
And then
fancy,
look,
but I love
he
it.
got himself a matching one, but
Oh,
it's
nice.
plastic.
Yeah.
And that's his shield he got. So we're having fun. Here's the prime rib action.
That looks amazing.
Get ready. For those of you who don't like the sight of meat, look away for a moment. Bam!
Wow, that's a perfect Is that medium? Yeah, medium rare.
Nailed it. Yeah, what
Yeah, perfect.
medium to medium well on the edges, medium to
Yeah,
medium
yeah,
rare on the inside.
yeah.
Perfect cut cook.
Oh, making me
So
hungry.
so I get the oven up to 500, and then this is my own special handmade seasoning blend,
Nice.
handed down through multiple. No, I'm just kidding. I make it up, but it's my own thing. It's really good. And then put the oven at 500. Throw it in for 15 minutes so it just sears it, and
Oh,
all of
yeah.
the herbs, all of them, they go into a butter mix, so it's all sitting in butter on the top. So when it caramelizes, and then we got our
Oh,
little
nice.
pecan pie going because we're southern and that's what we do. Boom.
Is that homemade?
Yeah.
So I made a mincemeat pie. I don't know if anyone's old enough, but I
Oh,
love
mincemeat's
mincemeat.
awesome. I love mincemeat.
Yeah. So yeah, I made a mincemeat pie with the gluten-free crust. I'll post a picture. Mentoring chat or something or life stuff. It turned
Dude,
out
that's
really good.
awesome.
For gluten-free, I was surprised the crust turned out pretty well.
Hey, Lauren,
Yes.
what are you thinking of M&Q? Because I saw that, manipulation on the lower, on the 15-minute. It's kind
Yep.
of pretty obvious, and it was right on ETH settings. It wigged into S4, like right to the, almost to the penny. But
Yeah. I
I'm getting
bought
so
that.
many mixed signals with the bearish FBGs on tops and bullish FBGs on the 60s. So I'm like just
Yeah, I don't
standing
know.
by,
You
like
know,
looking.
I got my 4R. I don't know if I even want to touch it because it's like middle zone right now.
Right,
Just
right.
just wait till it gets to a to a certain level. Well, I was looking to short at the FEG at the top at 20 2209, and it
Uh-huh.
missed me by 2 ticks and went down. But I'm sure you probably saw that too at the open, and I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But I caught the bottom side. I longed at a S4, which was kind of weird, but I mean, it was pretty obvious the manipulation below all the pre-market lows.
Yes.
If you look on your hourly too, like look on your hourly chart.
Mm-hmm.
Look how that 10 o'clock manipulation dipped into that hourly fair value gap.
Yes.
Just on, you see that?
Yep, yep, I
Yeah.
see
So
that.
that's when you see that when you see especially the 10 o'clock, you see that manipulate into a smart money footprint, basically fair value gap or order block. That's really all you need to know to go long.
Gotcha. Okay. You know
First
what
thing
had
you
me
want to look is
worried?
market structure. Second, you're going to look for footprints, and then third, you're going to look for liquidity draw, a sweep, a manipulation.
But Lauren, remember how you mentioned one time like FVG within another FVG, and there is a on the 60 on the 1 hour we have that old, fair value gap from when it sold off days
Yep.
before, and now this morning we had another bearish FVG earlier, um, and that we actually dipped into that one as well around
Oh yeah.
9:30,
See that.
9:40. So like I've been like paralyzed, not knowing which side to choose, looking at
Well,
those things.
if it's not really obvious, then just don't trade it. It has to
Yeah,
be very obvious.
yeah.
And the obvious one was
Okay,
at 10 o'clock into that big FEG below, or the 945 push up, which I missed by 2 ticks. Because
got
I just mark out the pre-market highs and lows, basically. The most current swing high and low, and I just look for a sweep of either level. Could be up or down. I missed the up one, so I played the down one because it manipulated both ways, basically.
I see. I saw
And
that. Okay,
yeah, you
got
see that? Yeah,
yes.
and but now we're right in the middle, and it's just like there's really nothing to play right now, Leslie. The
Yeah,
way I
got
see it.
okay, perfect. So I'm glad I made the right decision.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not in a position. I'm just looking.
yeah. Just wait.
Yeah,
It's doing some weird middle stuff right now.
yeah. And I've always noticed, like, anytime we are around the S4, I don't know why it like chops so much around the four levels, up or down.
Well, in Thor's book, he mentioned that the fours are a principal inflection point, and there's just tons of decisions being made there. Algos kicking on and off, people feeling it's overextended or whatever. So,
Yeah,
in Thor's book,
absolutely. The fours are the delineation. Like if there's a line in the sand, it's the fours.
right?
Got it.
Yeah,
That's like it's the difference between inside the range basically and outside the range. So so a
in the
lot
book
of like
literally
anytime
says,
you buy, you're gonna run into the most amount of sellers right at the fours.
Okay.
yeah. So you just gotta give it time to set up because a lot of times they'll dance around the fours for a while before it picks
What
up.
often happens too is when they buy through the fours, what you're also doing is you're buying through the bottom, like you sold somewhere 3 or 4 days before, you had a really hard sell, and then you went below that, and now you're buying back up through that level that it sold at for a really long time. So the reason why when you go above the four sometimes is you basically go into a new buying range because you start stopping out anyone who was short before is now starting to stop out at these new levels. But it takes a little bit. It doesn't just break instantly because anyone who bought the bottom will start selling as you get into that area. So that's that little area. It's normally the difference between like 2 days ago's low and then like the previous day's high or something. It's like right in there, nestled together. So it ends up being this really big. This is why we ideally, if you're gonna long into an R4, for instance, like you're gonna like you guys cheekily did the other day, you're gonna want to do it from where you did it from, which is down near R1. That way you've got a lot of distance between you and the selling range. That way when you run into the selling range as it comes off of it, which if you remember how you had to kind of hold through as
Yes.
it constantly came off of it over and over and over again, it was going to go up, but because you longed into a selling range, you had to endure a lot of chop because people who bought before start selling there. So this is why often we'll just let it bust through the selling range and then just buy there. That way it can be a less arduous hold, if you will.
Got it. Understood. Got it. No, thank you. Thank you, guys.
So it's better for those of us, or those of y'all especially who are trading, let's call it like, you're because you're only trading futures, or you're only trading like one, let's say you only like trading Amazon, or you only like trading Apple, right? If you're only going to pick like one or two tickers to trade consistently, you know what I mean, then you might need to start being more aware of some of these kind of, nuances, because it'll allow you to find areas in which you can vary the system in order to find opportunities when there maybe wouldn't be as many if you were willing, but if you're willing to sort through a half a dozen tickers, then, which hopefully with all this new tech will make it a little bit easier for everyone to do. But yeah.
Or to keep it simple, don't diddle in the middle.